show that leads me to jump to the next show, or inspires me to do my next show, and that would be this one, and it's called The Prodigal's Return. You can read it any way you want. If you were at the last show, you probably can relate to some of the reasoning behind it. When I had Chase, and he was around, I guess about 7, there was a Christmas play at his little school, and they had to get up on stage and say what they wanted for Christmas. Most people wanted money. Most people wanted Nintendos, basketball goals, and Chase asked for a brother. And he actually got one in the same year. It's a little unconventional, but this whole show is about my youngest is graduating, going off to college, and my oldest we've been kind of through hell and back with him. He's doing very well. And this show is basically about single parenting 2 boys. And these images over here are like the bookends for the show. This picture of Jesse I took when he was probably about 2 days old, or 3. And it's called Hold On. And then this one I took the week Jesse was graduating. A mother dove had built her nest outside of my kitchen window, and we as a family watched the nest collapse, and I rebuilt it, hoping she'd come back, and she did come back, and right as he was graduating, she would come and sit on him every day. This is what trying to get out of the nest, and I'm like, oh, I sort of relate to that. And then the day he graduated, he was sitting on the neighbor's windowsill, and she was sitting beside him, and I'm like, okay, I guess that would be a better approach. And anyway, this wall this is how, if you haven't chased him up here, this is how I work when I'm doing a show. I try to figure out what I'm going to put in it, and I'll just start going through proof sheets, negatives, and then I'll just make a collage of things that I think, images that are important to me. It's kind of like, I guess like a diary, but with photographs. And I'll just figure out what images stay with me and what I want to put in. So I just want to I'll put that out, and then I'll go work and come back, and I'm still filmed, so it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of how I figure it out, just by going over it. And this wall, I did a lot of pairings. There's probably 6 or 7 in the show. This wall is a pairing of the favorite photographs I've ever taken of each of them. This one of Chase, which is called Intense. He was pretty much like that in utero. I fought with him before he was born, and pretty much still like that now, but has a heart the size of Texas. So I found a print that I thought paired well with it later, and I called this Intense with a T and an S. And then this one of Jesse, Bat Boy, because he lived in his little Bat Boy underroom there. And then this one is Tat Boy as he turned 18. He'd always told me he was getting a tattoo. And then I saw him designing it. I almost put it on this table, and it was about this big. And I said, well, if you're going to get one, I'm going to come photograph the process. And I got there, and it was already drawn out that big on his side. But you can see it in that shot over there. But it's a Bible verse, so I guess he wasn't rebelling too much. And this wall, Chase was in a punk band. You can't tell, but this best friend of his had bright blue hair in this image. And this was their album cover. And I paired that with Jesse's band. They were Nullified, and this is Fortified, which was much more of a spiritual group that got thrown out of Perkins Row for not wearing shirts under their overalls. They were pretty opposite, but... and then Chase is a great big brother, and I did trust him and let him babysit quite a bit. But a lot of little accidents would happen, and this is called Scarred, and it's just a little soap flinging. He wasn't even angry, but caused, I guess, his first of 3 sets of stitches. And oddly enough, this one, which is very much kind of like a snapshot, I was going to pair it with that one, but that one was too strong to put them beside each other. We've never not had less than 4 dogs, pretty much, since they were born. And so this is one of the groupings of dogs we had. And then plus the show was, everybody was so serious, I needed one sort of, I guess, entertaining shot. Called that one Live a Snapshot, and only people that were my age would know what that means. He's my son that's been in recovery on and off since he was 18. He's 26 now. And I don't know, I just really like it. Just kind of, to me, shows his strength despite all the pain he's been through. And that one I called Confront, and this one I called Back, sort of playing off the word back because he's come back a lot. And he's not seen the show yet. I don't think he knows that he's in here, you know, looking like this, but I don't know. I just love the way the light played on his muscle tone, and I don't know, I really like those two shots of him. This one I call Brother, which just reminded me of when Chase actually asked for one and got one. And I just like the play off of their opposite personalities in the shot. But despite that, they're still very close. And this one is Father's Day. We've had a lot of interesting Father's Days, being a solo parent. And I'm doing a series where I take an image that I took, I guess, you know, usually a decade, not always, and then I go back and shoot it in the same spot, try to recreate the same mood. And most of them I brought the photograph with me, so the person can look at it and recreate the pose. This one I did not. So I was just shocked that Jesse got it really, I mean, the piers changed and the water and everything's different, but Jesse seemed to remember the pose pretty well. This one, I planned on this one being the postcard print, but you know, the tattoo wasn't ready. So this one is Progeny, the show's title, and this is them right now. With, I guess it's been fun because I sort of feel like I've parented with Chase, even though he's the older brother. And we both have a lot of fear about Jesse leaving us, but then excitement about it too. And neither one of them have seen this show yet, which is kind of strange for me. They are actually half brothers, and when Jesse was born, Chase is like, "So I'm getting a half brother?" I'm like, "No, you are not. You will never call him half." And he never has, and just refers, if anything, he's more than half, since he's kind of had to help me raise him. So it's been a great ride, I guess you could say.
What are some of the places that people made?
A lot of them, like anything you see with the wild jungle, is my backyard. I don't really know how to. Jay's now taking care of my yard. It's kind of a jungle with 6 dogs. Like you say, the law's really fertile. And most of them, and this, I have a family lake house on Lake Darbin in North Louisiana. And these are taken on Lake Darbin. And in fact, if you come up and look at this one of Chase, I just titled it 3 because he looks so much like the 2 Charleses before him. He's Charles III. But it also has various different faces of Chase, which reminds me of his addiction and what we've gone through. But it also, to me, reminded me of a sternum and a rib cage. And I feel like I get my best work on Lake Darbin just because it's just steeped in family tradition. It's a house we've had since the 60s. And that last show, I don't know if any of you saw it, well, a lot of my work is done on Lake Darbin, but the rest of it, most of it's done at my house with all the jungle look. I don't know how they need to learn how to do so. Maybe I'll learn from Eleanor.
Several of your shows have included images that utilize the water a great deal, and not just, I don't know, but not just from the lake.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you talk about
I think it's a spiritual thing for me. I think it's a godly thing for me. And going back to the womb, coming home. I guess for me, it's about God and just coming home. I did spend a year of my life in a body cast where I couldn't get in the water, so I think I'm kind of obsessed with that. That was a weird year. don't know if you ever saw Made Frida, if you want to see what that body cast looks like. Yeah, just water. I mean, I'm one of those, I don't care if it's 3 in the morning, I have to go take a bath afterwards. It's just the way I end every day. Going back to the womb, going back to water. I figured like the last show I did, I included my own breakup in it, which I don't think I'll do. Yeah, it's usually about him. Yeah. Pretty much. I feel like as the older I get, that my shows have become more personal. And it's just, I don't know, it's almost therapeutic. Like it's I can't tell you how much I cried about Jesse going off to college. He's only going to Tech. I mean, you would think he was going to like Canada or another country. Like the tears that go into the darkroom.
How do they feel about being subject to?
Well, the fact that they really haven't seen me in this. Jesse's been gone since May 24th on some big whirlwind college trip. Chase is real. He ended up not coming at the last minute the night of the opening. He's much shyer than Jesse. Plus his boss was here. But I'm sure that as Chase is doing well in his sobriety, I mean, this show would be celebratory for him, but then again, it's so personal. Like his sponsor was here, and he's like, "Wow, Chase says he can't build muscle mass." Like Chase doesn't even know what he looked like, so I kind of wish he would see how good he looked. But even today, I was like, "Chase, do you want to come to the show?" No. Well, you know, it's just too personal for him. Now Jesse, I think did want to come. But, Jesse was always so willing to pose. Chase, not so much.